Hey, we are live here for another episode of AI Heroes. I'm delighted to welcome Dawn to the show today. It's the end of day one here at Insights Lighthouse in Cannes. Dawn, how's it going?
Yeah, awesome. It's been really inspiring. I've really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Well, welcome to the show. For our listeners, maybe just give a quick introduction to yourself, your background, and kind of professional career.
So I look after the Insights and Analytics function, which is within Pepsi Lipton, which is a joint venture between Unilever and PepsiCo. So an independent operating company. My role spans how to apply the outside in across the total organisation,
Okay.
from finance all the way through to marketing, R&D, end to end in the business.
Fantastic. And how long have you been in that role?
7.5 years now.
Wow.
So clearly love it.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so first time at Cannes or
It is my first time here.
likewise?
So really interesting.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, incredible to see all of the brands that are here and the setups on the beach. Unfortunately, we're not on the beach, but we're beach
I just came
adjacent.
back.
Yeah, there you go. So Dawn is fully refreshed, having just come back. So obviously, a lot of focus at this event about AI and really kind of getting into how insights leaders are thinking about the impact of AI over the last 12 months and then where it's headed in the future. So kind of looking at the last 12 months, a lot of change, hearing a lot of people running lots of different pilots and trying different things out. Where do you feel you and Pepsi Lipton are on that journey?
So I often say comfortably uncomfortable.
Okay.
What do I mean by that? I think we are very good at picking up on how how businesses are innovating, how our business partners, so our agents and partners are innovating, and
Yep.
applying those innovations tactically into the work that we're doing.
Yep.
When I say tactically, it's managing the risk, the business risk. You know, when we've got a really hardcore relaunch or something like that, we've got to be super careful on where we experiment.
Yep.
But equally, we need to be cutting edge. So there is always opportunity. I'm comfortably uncomfortable, just simply because I think we're doing a brilliant job of constantly moving and applying the latest thinking. But I do think we're never as fast as tech is where it's going. But we've got to be careful because I think we can get very excited about things. We just have to be cautious because it could be a very expensive mistake if we don't do it quite right or we don't understand it quite right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, there's definitely a little bit of shiny object syndrome with everybody at the moment. Is there particular areas that you've experimented with AI, like innovation? Is that where you're seeing the role for it? Is there anywhere where you're seeing that you've been kind of unsuccessful with experiments so far?
So do you know what I think we're playing all ends of the spectrum. So from category visioning, ideating, through to how we're qualifying mixes and comms, or how we're developing, probably more on the development, the validating,
Yep.
through to how do we operationalize the democratization of data better. And all the time we're looking at different ways, different plugins across the board. Do I think we have any scales? That's a really good question.
Yeah, right.
That I'm aware of.
Not that
Maybe
you're
that's a
aware
problem.
of. Yeah.
Maybe we just haven't seen them yet. I think by character I can be cautious, and like I said, I will pilot alongside.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I think it's about matching up the two things,
Yeah.
saying, okay, is it giving us a similar answer? And that helps us to then build more confidence for the future to then switch across to something that can be much more viable and more efficient.
Obviously, you've got the mindset of comfortable being uncomfortable or being uncomfortable. How do you bring that to your stakeholders that maybe are a little bit more risk averse?
I want to go on the comfortable and comfortable because I think if everything's calm, quiet and orderly, generally something you've not seen. So I have a belief that there's probably something we haven't seen, or there's something we haven't found that we can do better.
Yeah.
So I think with my stakeholders, it's about understanding what their needs are. I mean, it's a standard insights business partnering approach,
Yep.
which is you've got to make sure that you're understanding the end game and the application of what you do. And like I said, many different stakeholders. And then with that knowledge, be able to apply and lean into their problems. It's a kind of bit of a fluffy answer, but I think individually, every part of the business has a different need, be it floor size, be it trends, be it just being quicker. And sometimes we have solutions, or we're on the journey to solutions, sometimes we aren't. And I would always be super transparent and going, I'm fully confident this is the way to go. Or we can
experiment.
We can try and experiment, and that's the risk we take. And we have to figure out at the end if that really helps us.
It was interesting. Sometimes, I think in the last presentation, Tony was talking about sometimes there isn't, businesses love an answer. And with many of the challenges we deal with, there isn't a definitive answer. We can give some guidance. We can share that. I'm curious about how you think about kind of the broader business scenario. Obviously, one of the biggest challenges has been data silo, different departments. Insights has always been that team that kind of hopefully is more cross-functional and knits it all together. But how optimistic are you that we're going to see less data silos because of AI, or are you concerned we'll actually see that problem exacerbated because more people are doing more things? So data democracy is great, but if everybody's doing everything, maybe it shouldn't be as democratic.
So I think there's a couple of challenges. One is the different data sources. So for example, where finance data sits is a very different location in an organization like PepsiCo as insights data or market data. How it's collected, how it's stacked together. I think we've made good streams into pulling that closer together, but still it's the overlaying of different sources and making sure the foundations are strong enough that can house then the work that you want to do on top, or the analytics you want to do on top. The other side of that is, what questions do you really want to answer, and are you just playing for the sake of playing? So I think we have to be careful that we are kind of really homing into the question we actually want to play, and therefore, then what do we need to do? But I don't think it's as much as the fact that we don't have the data. It's just where it is and whether or not we're in a place that we can stack it together and do more with it. And whether or not using that to kind of edge about what to do next is informative enough.
Okay, yep.
Because I also have a view that, we talk a lot about life will never be as fast as it is today. And I might be able to only forecast you a month or two, because and then is that too near term for us to be able to do anything with that? It might be good tactical deployment stuff, or just forecasting in 4 months, but that's it. Then you've got the challenge of actually the proliferation of the research industry and the tools that we have available. And if we're collecting data in lots of different ways and scraping data in lots of different ways, how do we, as a client-based organisation, how do we pull that all together?
Of course,
So you guys, for example, do it brilliantly with your tools, but so does the next one, and so does the next one. But that's not layered together. So wouldn't it be amazing if we had some sort of collaborative where these data sources were coming together, and then there's a whole world of GDPR and
of course,
whether or not that's appropriate.
I mean, that dovetails nicely, I guess, into the final question, which was more kind of thinking about how do we bring all this stuff together? What changes do you see to insights and analytics functions on the client side over the next 3 years, both in terms of shape, skill set, size? What's your kind of medium-term outlook on where our industry is headed?
I don't know if really we're asking for something different from in-house insights team. What I look for in my team is curiosity and also the ability to learn and meet and learn from others. And that enables us to deliver a brilliant guidance to the business of what's going on in the outside world. Does that skill change? Well, you need to be numerate, but you also need to be sensitive to humans. Really changing. It's it's the way we're pulling things in, and actually I partner with people like you because you're an expert in what you do. You bring that to the party. What I hope I bring to the party is the curiosity and the ability to understand the best way to apply brilliant toolkit that you've got on offer for me.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Dawn, I'm going to let you get back to the sessions. This has been a fantastic episode, and really appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Awesome. Great talking to you.
Thank you.